All right, what's up, everybody? This is Gary, and
Keith.
we are Kayfabe Theory. This is our first video. We're gonna be doing a Royal Rumble prediction for 2024, going through all the matches, see any surprise entrants we're hoping to see, and what WrestleMania is gonna look like coming up. All right, Keith, you want to give yourself a little introduction?
Introduction. Oh, I'm tall, dark, and I'm sorry.
Oh,
man. Oh no, I ain't doing all that.
Ladies might like what they see.
They might like. Oh no, okay. I want to invite that trouble in my life. Yeah, this is first video. We're gonna go through different matches of Royal Rumble, see what's going on. We're gonna get and have a little fun as we talk about it. Let's get started.
So, I guess first, let's talk the US Championship. I don't see how Logan Paul doesn't go into WrestleMania with the US Championship, as much as I hate saying that, really. I mean, he can save Rey Mysterio all he wants, but he's still just Logan Paul. All this stuff with like Kevin Owens' cast and everything, and those brass knuckles he used to beat Rey Mysterio in the first place. Those knuckles are going to come right into play again. So I think in the end, Logan Paul is going to walk into WrestleMania probably as US champion. I don't know who's going to get it. My thinking is probably LA Knight. He's kind of the hot up and comer, of course, on SmackDown. He's not showing any signs of slowing down. So I think LA Knight and Logan Paul is going to be ending up at WrestleMania. But for Royal Rumble purposes, Logan's going to beat Kevin Owens with some dirty knucks.
Dirty knucks. Let's see. I may agree with, I don't know. See, me, truth be told, I forgot Logan Paul had the United States Championships. Somebody I was like, oh, where you been? You might be on the rock. To me, like this, if you do everything else but wrestle, I will forget about you, because I'm getting tired of people who just had the championships and don't do anything with it. Like, one person who got away with it was Brock Lesnar, and he had a good reason why. He's the prize fighter, so to make it more reasonable for him to not be on Raw or SmackDown every single night. Now you got guys like Roman who don't only wrestle 10 times this year, and then all of a sudden, Logan Paul, he barely wrestled on SmackDown, but he still has the championships. I'm like, come on, man. If you're a title holder, you got to be.
I don't think he's wrestled since Crown Jewel. I don't think he's wrestled since the U.S. title. I think he's been wandering around just handing the U.S. title to a bunch of celebrities and stuff. I don't think he's been wrestled on SmackDown.
There you go. See, that's the same thing. You're doing everything but wrestling. So it's like, okay, man, try to get the title off your hands, give it to somebody else, so somebody will actually active in the ring with it. Because now the U.S. title is like the in between the heavyweight. Not in between, but it's like the step before the heavyweight. So it's like, that's supposed to be a jumping off point for you to make yourself a legit main eventer, and you're just walking around doing everything else but wrestling. So it's like, come on, man, get that off your hands.
Yeah, and it was funny too, because after his promo with Owens on SmackDown, when he was talking about being like a prize fighter and stuff too, boxer and all that, I looked up his boxing record. He was still only 1-1-2, and the only win that he got was like a round 6 disqualification. So he's like it. Lesnar at least beat Randy Couture for the heavyweight championship, regardless of what his 2 defenses I think he had. But yeah, so he's 1-1-2 in boxing. So he doesn't have that knockout right hand outside of WWE, I don't think.
So yeah, that's my main thing about the U.S. Championship, man. I need my active wrestlers.
Yeah.
For the men's, since we know that's going to be a fatal 4-way, and right now I'm really liking LA Knight. So I'm hoping if LA Knight loses the fatal 4-way match, that should be a drive for him to win the Royal Rumble. And him carrying that anger and frustration of him not winning that fatal 4-way will carry him over to the Royal Rumble and win the whole thing. And he's career right now. LA Knight's been that guy for WWE. He has to bring the crowd and everything. He has his own with the yeah chant and whatnot. So hey, I'm ready for LA Knight to win the Royal Rumble.
That's a bold prediction, because that's putting the WWE Championship before the men's Rumble in the card.
Yeah,
I mean that could be the positive send off, but and we said we were going to keep track of wins and losses for predictions for PLEs, just for fun. So yeah, I feel like if that happens, you should get like a bonus point if the WWE Championship goes first, and then LA Knight comes out and wins. Yeah, but men's match, I really hate saying it, but I just it feels like Punk.
Okay.
I'm hoping that kind of this, like, the nostalgia comes back, and I hope Punk just ends up being a heel, especially when he came back in his first promo. He ends it with what was it? With the "I'm just here to make money." I hope he ends up playing into that as some kind of heel, kind of like when Daniel Bryan came back as the Planet's champion. Like, he didn't need to come back and be that, "Oh, I'm here for the fans and the yes movement." He's like, no, I'm gonna crap all over everybody for their consumerism and consumption. So I'm hoping when Punk comes back, I hope eventually he just kind of shows that, like, he is a needle mover and he makes money in the merch sales and stuff, and just becomes like some kind of corporate heel type of thing. I mean, it would be a change of pace, and I mean, I think that was a heel thing that would work, because I don't know whether, if he did that, if like his diehard fans would turn on him because now he's part of like the corporate thing, or if it's just one of those things of we're such diehard fans that we're just going to support him no matter what he does.
Wow.
So
corporate Punk.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Because I just feel like Punk and Seth, I feel like I feel like there's a personal thing to it that just blends those lines really well. And that's just a match that you're not gonna not cash in on for WrestleMania. So, and I just kind of hope it plays into that, because when he was in AEW, I think he was talking a whole bunch about how he was like the moneymaker. Wasn't that what he was complaining about during his little brawl out event? He was talking about being like the moneymaker and the eyes and stuff. So I just hope they play right into that coming to WrestleMania in time. All right, so men's Rumble, you got LA Knight coming out as vengeance is mine, and I'm gonna take the WWE Championship no matter what. I got Punk being Vince's lapdog now.
I would love to see that. Instead of Vince, we see Triple H walking out. They shaking hands. Oh my God,
dude! It would be like a modern day like corporate Rock type thing, when like Rock is at the peak of becoming like a face, and all of a sudden he becomes Vince's boy. He flips the script. WWE Championship becomes the corporate champion. Yeah, it'd be like a millennial Gen Z corporate Rock.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. And his mic skill behind that too. Oh my God, I would love to see that.
About it.
If they make a corporate Punk shirt some sort, I'll be the first person to buy it.
If they sell a shirt of him in a 3-piece suit with a vest and everything, looking like Paul Heyman or Nick Aldis, like what they're wearing,
while still wearing the tape on his hand, the X. Oh, oh no, yo.
He come out with the X, and he'd have like some nice. He'd have some bling. He'd have some nice little, have a little Rolex watch.
Oh my goodness, that'd be crazy. I would love to see that.
Yep. Hey man, it's like we said, when we did this, we wanted to be like a what if of wrestling. So I mean, this is the fun. Maybe in the multiverse. I'm not holding out too much hope, but there's a little bit of hope.
Hey,
Rumble surprise entrances. Top ones. I think Lesnar is gonna make a re-return. I don't know what the hell he's gonna. I don't know what the hell he's gonna do, but Lesnar's gonna come back for something.
So this is based off of knowing what happened. I think it was with Mickie James when she was like the NWA champion. No, TNA. I'm sorry, TNA champion, women's champion, and she came in as a TNA champion, and that was like a good, different.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so it's a good. That's very.
TNA.
So that's a really different seeing that a wrestler from a different company come in for a Royal Rumble, like, yo, they don't have to win, but yo, just the fact we could see him in a WWE ring would be amazing. So if this is like a long shot, but it sounds so exciting. If WWE managed to get MJF to show up for Royal Rumble, he don't even have to be a part of the company, just show up for Royal Rumble. Yo, that would be so crazy. And we know this can't be pulled off because we got Triple H. Triple H can make that happen.
He's injured to hell right now, isn't he? Because that's part of the reason he's taking time off.
Yes.
Yeah, he's working like bad shoulders and stuff.
Yes. And if that even possible, I would love it. See MJF at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, crossover. You mean in the match or just in general? Like, even if he's just ringside, just.
If he could be in the match, that'd be great. But if he can't because of injury, just show up. That'd be awesome too.
Yeah, I feel like he won't. I feel like he wouldn't be there unless he's signed. I mean, I don't know. He's one of those guys that he lives his character so much that you don't know what like MJF is outside of the ring compared to the inside, because he just seems to be the same. And it could be like, oh, the man outside the ring is the one inside the one. Yeah, but I feel like he wouldn't be there unless he was going to be signed.
But you think about
the idea of a crossover would be great.
No, but you think about it like this. If MJF shows up to WWE in the Royal Rumble, gets eliminated, and comes back to AEW, he come back and start talking real shit. So look what I did over WWE. They love me over there. They almost gave me a contract that's much more money than I'm getting here. So what's up, Tony?
Yeah.
So he can run that.
Punk in currently AEW wrestler MJF in the Royal Rumble match at the same time.
With Punk? Oh, bro, you gotta get it.
There are not enough multiverses to cover what would happen in the middle of that ring right then. Because it's just like you just ignore the fact of their history in AEW, and it's like, who are you? Oh, I know who are you? Or is it just kind of like one of those wink wink nudge nudge moments? Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
You know, like some of the other people though, I mean, if we're talking inside, who from NXT is gonna come up? Because they usually pull a couple people from NXT, I think, in every Rumble. I mean, we can probably figure Carmelo Hayes is gonna be in there. I mean, he's been vying for a spot for the last like 2-3 weeks on SmackDown.
Yes.
So I figure he's a walk. I think some people are surprised that Braun Breaker hasn't made the move to the main roster. Like, I think the Raw after WrestleMania last year, people thought Braun was going to be a call up, and the fact that he still hasn't been. So I wonder if Royal Rumble might be kind of a breaking point.
It might be. I think the reason why he wasn't called up because, well, in fact, I don't know. I'm not going to throw something that don't really fully fleshed out. I was going to say, reason why I didn't call it up because NXT was semi-Vince era, and Braun Breaker is the top guy, but he was the top guy before Vince took over. So yeah, that kind of theory kind of crashed and burned on the spot. So NXT, I'll say, if I could think of somebody, Trick Williams, maybe. He has been doing great so far. Showing like he's a great competitor in the singles. So if this will show him out even more, so he gets more eyes back on NXT. I say him.
I mean, if NXT plays out, he's gonna be playing double duty at Vengeance Day. The tag team tournament and the NXT Championship match, if they get to the finals. Yeah, men's side, I don't think there's a whole lot of people that are like out of action or anything that's coming back. But I mean, I think just a couple NXT call-ups. I think Lesnar coming in. Everything else is probably going to be a lot of story stuff. Like we're going to get probably Hurt Locker and Final Testament going back and forth. I'm sure R-Truth and Judgment Day are going to get into something during the Rumble. So I mean, right there, that's like half the Rumble right there, and Yeah, Cross, AO. Yeah, that's 6. You got Judgment. Yeah, that's like not half, but it's like 12 people.
Yeah.
All right, so let's flip that and let's go to women's side, or unless that deep breath in was a sudden thought.
Yes, I did. It wasn't like I thought of one. Okay, just real quick. What about Big E? Right, right. Yeah, if he's because we already know he has he has issues. He said he's doing better. I think that was like November, but we haven't spoke about it since. I think the only thing I remember, I don't know if it was the first time, but him, Kofi, and Xavier was on talk show with I think Demi Moore's talk show together.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's like any indicator, but if Big E shows back up, it'd be a great thing to see.
Yeah, if he pulls up at the Rumble, me personally, I think Big E should only come back if everybody from the New Day is going to be there. So, like now that you mention it, I think if we're basically in the middle of a Imperium and New Day feud, I think if Vinci is able to come back, because he's still mildly concussed, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And if Big E is cleared, I'd love to see them come back for like a 6-man tag or something.
Okay.
So like I wouldn't want Big E to just come back by himself in the Rumble, but I'd want him to come back like whole. I feel like that would be a lot more special if he was able to come back and work with the whole New Day. Not that it wouldn't be any more amazing at the Rumble, but I feel like him coming back and defending his boys from the Ring General and Imperium is I feel like it's just kind of it just feels like a nicer moment that fits.
Okay.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's like the only aha thing I thought about. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
No, that's a good one. I mean, he's been out for so long. You almost like it. You feel bad, but you kind of forget a little bit in the background. I mean, it's the same thing Triple H talked about with Randy Orton. Like he was out for 18 months, and you start going through those mental processes of like, do people forget about me? It's not like we don't like the man or anything. It's just there's so much going on TV still. It's just kind of like out of sight, out of mind. Before we start getting all attacked in the comments or whatever. Maybe me getting attacked in the comments. So women's side, I know you got a big prediction for the women's side if they're able to pull it off. Like you're going full all in at the Rumble.
I'm going. hey, this is Royal Rumble. Anything can happen. That's part of the reason why people like it every year. Don't know
That's
who.
The catchphrase.
So my surprise entrant. So I'm doing 2 birds, 1 stone basically. I picked Sasha Banks to win the Royal Rumble. Reason why, it'd be a lot of controversy that comes with it, because she's been out for like, I think 2 years or a year. No, I think 2 years.
Yeah, it's 2 years, because they were just doing like her fashion modeling stuff for a year, and then she showed up in New Japan.
Yeah, and right now is way the rumor mill been going on. I've been saying like, okay, Sasha might be coming back, and I'm thinking if she would have won the Royal Rumble, what would happen? And the first thing I thought about was Bayley and Damage Control, and that's going to be a little controversy between that, because we're going to see how Bayley's going to react when her best friend in the industry is back and is going for the championship for Damage Control for Io Shirai. And so we're going to see that whether she's going to stick with Damage Control or align herself up with Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
So we get to see that fall into place until WrestleMania. Or secondly, we get to see Sasha Banks going against Rhea Ripley. And that's something to watch right there. Because that's a big match. That's a big match that a lot of people may want to see more than anything else. And possibly
Becky into the mix of the women's world title. So I mean, then you got to wonder where Becky fits into there too. Yeah. So there's a lot of like X factors of her coming back for WrestleMania season.
Oh yeah. So from my end, it would be great. Sasha Banks came back and won the Royal Rumble, and it's going to add so much controversy throughout the roster, all the way up till WrestleMania.
Yeah, and I think too, like mentioning that if we're talking on a technical side, if she's looking to come back, like whether it's money or just like respect or whatever it is, I mean, they got a large opening right now for the face of a women's division. I mean, you got Mommy on Raw, who's more over than I think the entire Judgment Day themselves. But the thing is with Charlotte out, I mean, she looks like she really, if you see some of her training videos, she really hurt her knee. So you got an opening for a big face to come back. I mean, you still got Io as champion, but I mean, she's kind of lost in the shuffle, I think, with Damage Control. You got Asuka in there, but you got Bayley, but I don't think you have like a mainstream face right now outside of Charlotte. Like Charlotte was just, I mean, there's a reason she's, what is it, a 13, 14 time women's champion. So yeah, you get Sasha back. I mean, she's gonna have a rocket strapped to her back.
Oh yeah, can't wait to see that happen.
Yeah,
it does, Becky.
And I mean, I'm on the flip side of yours. I feel like I'm going with Bayley on this one, because
Bayley?
For me, like, yeah, if I'm going on the assumption if they don't get Sasha, and if they don't, then Becky's probably going to be Rhea's challenger. I'm assuming Becky's got a Rumble win. I mean, she could always be a 2-time Rumble champion. I don't think she needs the Rumble win. I think this is going to be a lot like what was it, John Cena that one year after he lost to The Rock, where it seemed like he was just on a downhill slide. You got Becky losing the NXT championship. You got her getting clobbered by Nia Jax if she doesn't win the Rumble. So I feel like she's gonna have some kind of redemption thing going for Rhea. But Bayley, I think she needs a big win right now. And I don't know if her turning, I don't think she'll turn on Damage Control. I think Damage Control will turn on her, kind of give her the boot. I feel like that line's kind of been flirted with week by week. You see, it's like one week they're supporting her, and then the next one it's like Bianca gets thrown out of the ring and they're all standing around like, are we supposed to do something? So I feel like Bayley's eventually she might be outed, and it could be maybe her and Io at WrestleMania or something, and kind of like, I'm going to destroy everything that I created. But that feels like my best bet, because unless, I mean, we can do this going right into the surprise entrance, but I can't think of anyone in the women's division that's really set up in a better way outside of anyone that's currently signed. Outside of Becky and Bayley, I don't see Rhea becoming 2-belt mommy.
Yeah,
that's her.
That's a wow. That's Dominic will lose his mind if you see something like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, he probably love it, but he just be carrying around her belts, like when a guy holds a woman's bag while she's like shopping somewhere. Like, hold this for me, I'm gonna go try these on. And Dom's just gonna be doing that. He's just gonna be doing that with her belts.
Oh no. Oh my god.
Yeah, but with surprise entrance for the women, I have to check on how long it's been, but I think Liv Morgan could be on the verge of a return coming back at the Rumble. I mean, she was first two with Rhea last year and lasted, and they both were the last two. I mean, I think she could probably come back Rumble. And I didn't think about this either, because it was only after she lost, but because I never heard anything official about an injury, but Raquel Rodriguez was out too for a while. Like, they never said anything about, and you check like her Instagram, she talks about what, I don't remember exactly what it was going through, but she says she's like getting on the up and up mentally and physically and stuff. So I think if those two come back, but I feel like there would be a flip, because I mean, I know they were a tag team and maybe they work together, but I feel like and I'd like to see Raquel maybe turn on Liv. I mean, I feel bad for Liv. She can't find a tag team partner without someone turning on her. But I feel like Raquel would be a good heel. Hell, maybe she could go to SmackDown and join Santos Escobar. LWO's got Zelina Vega. She could join Santos in the what is it, Legado Fantasma?
The God fantastic.
Man, we're just rolling.
God, I don't forgot about those guys. I don't know. There's not much been going on with WWE and that basketball crew.
Yeah, I think they're just doing the same. I think it's kind of the same line with what they did with Ray and Dom last year. They're just playing the long-term game for another big luchador match at WrestleMania. So we're probably going to end up with Santos and Ray at some point at WrestleMania. So they'll go ahead and clobber down on LWO, Carlito a little bit, and then Ray will make his. I feel like Ray will come back at some point, and they'll set up Santos and Ray.
All right, no, this is not Vince era. I was going to say they'll make up like a Latin match, base match or something stupid. But this is Vince era. If that was Vince era, they would do something like that. But I know Triple H wouldn't do that. Yeah,
there's not going to be any more miniature bulls running around fighting Hornswoggle. Yeah, we're past that. Like we're putting, I mean, they're putting respect back into the luchadors and stuff. Like they're giving them their due. I mean, you got Dragon Lee on NXT. I mean, even though he was just thrown across the continent by Oba. I mean, yeah. Any other surprise returns for you?
AJ Lee, and I think the only reason why, because a lot of people seen on Instagram, her working out, and just the simple fact that hey, CM Punk's back, and everybody knows he's married to AJ Lee, and
yeah,
so we're like, oh, possibly she come back too. So hey, why not bring AJ Lee to the Rumble? Get a big pop, everybody will be happy. I said, wow, I can't say words. Happy. And and winning, I won't be mad at that. But if she doesn't win, everybody be fine. Just simple fact, her coming back to the Rumble should be amazing.
I mean, even if it was more than the Rumble, not necessarily maybe as a wrestler, but kind of like what Scarlett is to Karrion Kross right now, where she's sort of accompanying him to the matches and part of the promos. So, not that I want to backtrack this way, but if we talk about corporate Punk and AJ Lee, who have been like the men's and women's pipe bombers back in the day, I mean, and both of them turning corporate, Punk coming out, like they'd be coming out all the time looking like they're going to some kind of like ball, some kind of like gala ball or something, where she'd be in this fancy dress, he'd come down in the suits, he'd throw up his Rolex, his straight edge Rolex.
Oh, the imagery is crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Oh my god.
If only CM Punk was an AEW, I mean, he would have fit right in. Like this corporate Punk would have fit right in with Tony Storm or something, coming out in the black and white and all that.
Like, right. Oh wow, that would fit perfectly.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think if she comes back, that'd be great. I mean, it was the same thing. Like we got Melina that one time. They pulled Michelle McCool out from the ringside. She came in like yoga pants and Uggs and and still whipped a little bit of ass for 2 minutes.
Oh,
why can't all of this be true? Why is only like some of this maybe have to happen? Like, why can't we get all of this to happen? I mean, Raw's 3 hours. Yeah, and of course, anybody watching, I mean, if you got opinions on what we're saying, or if you got opinions of your own, let us know down in the comments and stuff. I mean, we got 60 people, only 2 people win across 2 matches, so there's a whole lot going on, and I don't even know if WWE has their finalized WrestleMania plans yet.
Oh.
Yeah. This might be one of those things where it comes down to like WrestleMania is what, Saturday and Sunday. It might come down to like Thursday night.
Thursday. Oh wow.
Yeah. Nope, we're doing this now.
I would give him like after Elimination Chamber, but dang, he said the night before the WrestleMania weekend starts. Damn.
Well, I mean, we're officially under good old trips, so I mean they might have it planned a little bit, but if Vince was still in charge, I mean there's still always the I mean he used to change things while the show was on, so I mean, but Hopefully we don't have to deal with that anymore. All right, but final thing we're talking about, Fatal 4-Way. I'm going to go LA Knight, not as my choice, but I enjoy LA Knight calling it the WWE Championship. Universal just is too many syllables. I don't like it. Like I like the basic WWE Championship. We got the world heavyweight champion, WWE Championship, so I'm calling it the WWE Championship for now. Yeah, Fatal 4-Way. What you got?
Because problem is, and we've seen this time after time, Roman gonna win. But for how things are, as we know, things are starting to stack up or get put together. Roman versus Rock.
Yeah.
And the only issue, and everybody knows, any wrestling fan knows who's very into the industry, we know if Roman goes to WrestleMania with the championship and go against The Rock, Roman's going to win. He will win. Because there's no way in hell we're going to see The Rock carrying that championship night after night. That's not going to happen. Rock is doing his thing in Hollywood. So there's no chance we will ever see him winning. But if he does lose, then okay, the reality of Rock versus Roman might be a little bit more exciting and interesting to watch, because now the idea of the championship is out of the picture. So now we just need like who's better than who type scenario.
Yeah.
So if that happens, that'll be much better position. And the person I pick is Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be structured a little bit better with Randy Orton as I don't want to say this, but a transitional champion.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he become a 15-time transitional champion.
A 15-time transitional champion. But yeah, so, and this is going to be structured for how WrestleMania is going to run. Basically, it's going to be Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, because they're going to use that little controversy they had with Seth Rollins not wanting to bring CM Punk back to the WWE, and especially that reaction when he first appeared in Chicago with Survivor Series.
Are you talking about that interview where he's like, Phil, stay away, you
yes.
answer? Yeah.
Yes, all that.
Yeah, I feel like as soon as he did that, people are like, oh shit, Punk's coming back.
Yeah.
Let's just air out the dirty laundry.
So that's going to happen. Next, if Randy Orton does have the championships, then it's going to open up for Cody Rhodes to finishing his story. And there's going to be Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. That might be I'm not sure it would be a better match than Roman versus Cody, but in terms of like what everybody wants Cody to do is finish a story, that's like the only scenario I see happening. And all this, who gets the short end of the stick? LA Knight. And even though I picked him to win the Royal Rumble, but I feel like he might end up getting the short end of the stick.
I mean, we're talking about the short end of the stick, but I mean, my prediction is him getting Logan at WrestleMania. You picked him to win the Rumble or whatever. But I mean, let's be honest. The person getting the short end of the stick here is AJ Styles. We haven't even mentioned him this whole time.
Wow. I forget. Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, we haven't even mentioned LA Style or AJ Styles. Oh my god, I'm getting mixed up. AJ Styles this whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, we're getting LA Knight this. We're getting Randy Orton the WWE Championship, and AJ Styles is just he's gonna go off and do something.
That's something. He has the OC and Michin. That's
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you though. I know we saw it with Roman and Jay during their first couple matches, like when they got to Hell in a Cell, that it was about the championship, but the focus was more about like the family when they were establishing the whole tribal chief head of the table concept, where Roman got the way from his uncles after the Hell in a Cell match. I don't think we need to see the championship with Roman and Rock, and I think that's what we're both kind of operating on. Because I mean, I remember when Rock won the WWE Championship and he was facing Cena at WrestleMania. I don't remember how many appearances he did and didn't make, but I feel like I remember a lot more appearances than I did live appearances. So, and plus the writer strike is over, so they're going to be like, he's going to be pounding out as many movies as he can be, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Rock and Roman, I think kind of just bragging rights, pride, honor, family on the table. I feel like this is going to be a real personal feud WrestleMania, and I'm with you that if that's the case, then Randy's probably going to walk out with the WWE Championship, and that's what makes, if it's him and Cody at WrestleMania, it's going to make a third very personal feud, because you got their history with legacy and everything. The only thing that would be missing is Ted DiBiase Jr. breaking out of jail to come be Randy Orton's sidekick again to interfere in his match with Cody. Like that would be the only thing that would be missing is if WWE like paid his bail for a night or something.
Live via satellite from corrections facility.
Yeah.
No.
But I think that's kind of the more intriguing thing. And I mean, not that I think every championship should be the secondary story, but I feel like just if you got a real personal rivalry, especially across what could be 3 headlining like top matches, I feel like every wrestling fan after all these matches are done with all the promos and build up and everything, I feel like we're all going to need a change of pants after each night of WrestleMania with how intense these feuds are going to get. But yeah, I think for me, I think what'll probably happen with WWE Championship, Randy Orton wins. I don't know whether he'll pin AJ or whether he's going to pin LA Knight. But either way, I mean, they'll both bounce back to go do their own thing. I'm hoping we get Randy Orton as heel. I mean, he's good as a face, but I've never been good with Randy Orton as a face for like a long time. He's just, I mean, there's a reason people see him as one of the top bad guys of all time. And if you get Randy becoming a real penis to Cody Rhodes, then I think it's just going to make it that much more intense. And Roman, I'm assuming Roman will probably end up, because he won't get pinned, I'm assuming he will demand a rematch at Elimination Chamber probably.
Yeah.
And that could actually be you could flip the script on Roman. That's when the referee gets knocked down, and then even when Solo's on his way out to try to destroy Randy so Roman can pin him for the championship, that's when The Rock comes out, ruins the entire thing. Randy still walks away WWE Championship, and you set up the WrestleMania match.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not like you're gonna need a long time to set up Roman and Randy. I mean, it was the same thing. Everyone was like, what's a Sammy and Roman feud gonna do in 2 to 3 weeks? We've been seeing them together for the last year. There's not really a whole lot more to say.
No.
Yeah, Bloodline put Randy on the shelf for 18 months. This is vengeance is mine. Roman loses his 1,000-year championship run. Vengeance is mine.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. So you actually spoke some about Solo doing his thing again with the interference. I thought that was going to happen at Fatal 4-Way, but now kind of think of it, maybe it's better to do it at Elimination Chamber with Randy Orton, because I'm thinking, basically, I'm going for give some length and time with storytelling. So I'm thinking, all this stuff is going to happen at Fatal 4-Way.
Mm-hmm.
Solo coming in, The Rock, Jimmy, I forgot, was it Jimmy or Jay? One of the Usos
Jimmy.
come in. Jimmy comes in, try to mess it up everything. That's when The Rock comes in, and that's when like everything starts up again. But if we take that same thing, put it to Elimination Chamber, it'll work either way.
So are you talking about that in terms of Roman losing the championship at Elimination Chamber, or just setting up the WrestleMania stuff at Elimination Chamber?
Oh yeah, just set up the WrestleMania.
Okay.
Yeah.
I find it hard to just, outside of the actual Elimination Chamber itself, I found it hard to believe that Roman would want to end his championship run on not one of the big 4, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we talked about this beforehand. I mean, do we still think that there's probably going to be a Women's World Championship with Rhea or something coming in last minute with the possibility? But
Uh, yeah, with the possibility of Nia Jax going against Rhea Ripley, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Do I think Nia Jax going to win? No,
No.
not at all. But will it be entertaining? Possibly. Am I worried about Rhea getting hurt? Oh yeah, I am. Because Nia Jax's not the most safest wrestler. But
well, she's at least holding on to the ropes now when she does her I don't remember what it's called, but the squash. Because I remember that first one when she came back and she did it to Rhea and she didn't, and it looked like she came down full force. And you're like, yeah, mommy's out for a little bit due to injuries from Nia Jax, and we're like, because I think that was when her and Buddy went on like a trip or something after they got engaged, and it didn't look like she was hurt in like the pictures and stuff like that, but at the time all of us are like, storyline or like you can't tell.
Yeah,
but I mean, if they do that, I mean, that would just build, I think, what would be Becky and Rhea at WrestleMania. Because if Becky's coming out saying, I think you're better than me and I need to prove I'm better than you, and if we get Rhea and Nia at the Royal Rumble, Rhea beats her, then that's kind of like another layer to that feud where Rhea's beaten Nia Jax and Becky has not. So I think it would kind of add another layer of them eventually going to WrestleMania, where now Becky's gonna have to beat Nia just to prove that she might even be on the same ground as Rhea Ripley. And then if they face off at WrestleMania.
Oh, so it may give a better point for Becky to win the Royal Rumble, because you think about it like this. All right, Becky wins the Royal Rumble. Nia just beat the brakes off her early January. So Nia might feel some type of way about Becky getting a main event match at WrestleMania. That's the main event. Go get Rhea at WrestleMania. So they'll have another match at Elimination Chamber. So Becky and Nia, so Becky can prove herself against Nia that as the better opponent to go against Rhea.
Okay, so yeah, so Becky wins the Rumble, but to prove kind of like she deserves it, she has to face Nia Jax, and she has to beat Nia Jax.
Yes.
And I mean, you could put even more. I feel like we kind of keep going off on like these tangents a little bit, but I mean, I'll go with it. But I think one of the cool things too is that if you look at it that way, where if Becky does win the Rumble, she faces Jax at Elimination Chamber. You could add more pressure onto that by saying the Royal Rumble #1 contendership is up for grabs. If Becky says she needs to beat Nia to be able to deserve facing Ripley, then she could put her Royal Rumble #1 contendership up.
Yeah. I'll watch that. Yeah.
So I feel like we just kind of keep saying, like, if a lot of this even comes even remotely true, it feels like there's a lot of just very personal rivalries, or at least storylines coming out for a lot of people. I mean, if we're talking Roman, Punk, Cody right there, and then if you got Becky basically having to like get her self-confidence as the man back, then yeah, there's a lot to work with here.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing about what we wanted for, at least for WrestleMania, is that we're going to WrestleMania where it's not just, oh, this guy is placed against this guy because it's WrestleMania. No, there's some personal conflicts and issues between these people, and they're going to sell it out at WrestleMania.
Yeah. It's kind of got what I don't think we've really felt since, I'm going to say, Ruthless Aggression. Because you had like Triple H and Randy Orton, Triple H, Chris Jericho. But then after that, I mean, we kind of had that weird 2010s time where it felt like most of the matches were designed to be as like marketable or buy as much. And I mean, that's what you want to do at your biggest event. You want matches that'll draw people. But just because you put names on there doesn't mean it's going to be something worth watching. So we're really getting back to where these people are going to they might actually want to kill each other. And I don't like saying that with Punk on the roster, because he might actually try to fight somebody. But yeah, I think that's what we got to look forward to. is just a lot of reasons to watch these big matches now, rather than just Lesnar and Roman, Lesnar and Undertaker, or Roman and Undertaker, but Lesnar and Undertaker too, Cena and Undertaker for what, 8 minutes or something.
That's good. That's good. The big names. That's it. Okay. Just throw them in there.
Yeah, and I mean, we haven't even brought up the stuff along the way of Damian we'll get to this when we get closer to WrestleMania, but there's a lot like Damian Priest cash in, which is just feels like a bit of a mess right now. You got the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, Gunther might actually hold on to that thing forever outside of injury. But yeah, and I mean, there's just so much more to bring in to the last 2 days of WrestleMania.
I think I got something for Damian. I think this is just a personal thing I got with Money Bank holders. If you just, I think the same thing I feel about Logan Paul with the United States Championships. At some point in time, you have to use it.
Yeah.
And you just hold it like it's a luggage or a nice diamond or something. It to me, point of it. So at some point in time, for me, I would like you get challenged for it, because you're thinking, oh, I can just hold this forever. No, you can't hold this forever. If you don't use this,
I think storyline wise, I think they have to use it before the next Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I think it runs. I think storyline. I think it's good for a year. So basically, by the time the next Money in the Bank pay-per-view comes around, but yeah, I get what you're saying. That like it's got a storyline wise. It's just been like after Seth, the way he looked after Drew McIntyre after his match with McIntyre. I mean, he was just laying face down on the mat for like a whole nother minute, and Damian Priest was standing in the corner holding the briefcase and just grabbing the back of his neck. Like, regardless of whether you just took a Claymore from McIntyre or not, I mean, you're still multiple folds more fresh than Seth Rollins is. So it's just kind of one of those things. You can only throw so many of the same interferences in the way before it's just like, okay, I mean, we're just procrastinating for one moment.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, we got all those X factors to add into the world title and all that. So who knows what other side stories we're gonna get out of this. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. Again, I'm Gary.
I'm Keith.
It's Kayfabe Theory. Let us know down in the comments anything you agree with, disagree with, what you think your thoughts are. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if anything changes over the week of the shows, we'll put out shorts and see what new updates there are. And of course, with each premium live event, we're gonna do these predictions, and I think we're planning on doing reviews, aren't we? After the Rumble. Yeah, we'll do reviews of the events. So subscribe to be able to keep up with all the new videos. All right, thanks for watching.
Yeah.